Greetings, it's Alex Scher for the Shelburne Freelancer, and I'm here with an update 1 year later following a trip to Kenya with the Me2We organization, and I'm here today with...
My name is Micayla Vanderbent. I went to Kenya this time last year in August.
And so now you've been home for a year. Are you still missing Kenya?
I miss Kenya so much. Everyone there is so nice. I miss it all the time.
Did you bond with any of the particular children that were there?
So many kids. I bonded with one girl named Peye. She was a year younger than me, but she was in the 8th grade. She was an amazing person. She was so funny. And then there was one little girl. She was 5 and her name was Mary. And I loved her so much. She would like jump on my shoulders. She wouldn't let me work on any of the schools because she just wanted to play.
Oh. Would you go back if you could?
Yes.
Was it hard work though?
It was hard. I injured my back a few times, actually. A few times I had to sit down and do rhubarb and like make the wires that go in the roof because I wasn't allowed to lift the stones because I hurt myself with a wheelbarrow.
Oh, that's horrible. So do you think you would go back though? If
Definitely.
you could?
100% I would go back.
And
all the backaches in the world, I would go back.
How many schools did you build?
We built 2 school rooms. So we build school rooms instead of giant school houses because the Kenyan government will give one teacher to every school. So if you build a school with multiple classrooms, that whole school only gets one teacher. So we build individual school rooms for different grades so that every little classroom gets a different teacher because they're all different schools.
Clever. So do you actually have firm plans to return, or you just are thinking maybe you'd like to go someday?
I think one day I'll go back because the organization, I don't think they're going to do any more work in that specific community.
Oh.
But I want to go back to that community and see how they've progressed. See the kids, how they've grown up, kind of like me.
Yeah, that's pretty fascinating. It's pretty impactful. So I was wondering how you were impacted the most. Like what really struck you as different from society here in Canada and society there?
The thing that got to me the most was definitely how everybody shares. So like people here, we have everything and we don't want to give it up. People there, they have nothing and they still say, okay, you can have some of what I have. It's a very like surrounded community. They're very like trading and sharing, giving back to each other. And that was a nice change from here. So coming back, it kind of threw me off again because I didn't realize how selfish we were here until I was over there, and everyone was so caring and thankful and forgiving for everything they had.
So the focus is not on money, wealth, and power?
Not as much, no. Everybody just, they look out for each other as well as themselves.
What was the water situation like?
It was sad because we were not allowed to drink that water. They had to bring in our water from other countries in giant water jugs that had been purified and sterilized, and that was the water that we bathed in and we drank from. But the people there, they had to go to this water hole and they shared it with the cows and the lambs, and the cows would go into the water, they'd do their business in the water, and these people would still go in with their jugs, take the water, take it back, they'd have to boil it, but they would still drink it even if it was dirty, and that's the water they had to drink. It was the only thing close to their homes.
Were there serious health conditions as a result that you noticed?
Yeah. Not as much so, since Me2We pillars with education and clean water. A lot of the children are being educated in the schoolrooms that we build and taking the information home to their families, saying we have to hang up our clothes after we clean them so that bugs don't lay in them. We have to boil our water so that we don't get sick. So there's less health concerns, but I guess it's like if I were to drink that water, I would become fatally ill, but since it's their water, they're okay with it kind of thing. Like they've built up an immunity. Right. But they still probably shouldn't drink it. Like nobody should have to drink that.
So do you recommend this program for people your age?
Yes, I do.
What's the biggest reason why?
It just gives you a perspective on how grateful you are, and you get to help other people, and you get to help people while they're helping themselves. So a lot of the people in Kenya are employed through this program. So we had chefs there that would cook for us, but they got employed because we went there. We had people who ran the showers for us and they were employed because we went. People who were helping us build the schoolrooms, they're called foonies. they were allowed to, they were hired because we also went. So they got jobs out of us going. So it's not just us going there and taking jobs from these people. They're also getting employed because of this. So it's like, it's helping. It's like economically helping. It's helping with the water situation. It's helping with education.
That's great. What kind of entertainment happened when you were there? Was there any kind of entertainment?
We played a lot of games with the group. Like we just hung
Like
out with
physical
each other.
games, or nobody has cell phones, so it must be very
We were
different.
allowed to take our phones for music, but nobody had an SD card. All of our SIM cards were collected by the leaders. We were not allowed to text or call or use the internet. But that was completely fine with us because we bonded with each other.
Was it a difficult adjustment at first?
Not really. Well, it was for some of my friends, but I don't really use my phone that much. I just listen to music on it. I don't have any games. So I just took one of my old phones that had music on it, and I was fine.
Oh, that's great.
I used it to fall asleep.
So if someone wants to get involved with Me to We, how do they do it?
I just called the office and said, well, my friend was going on this trip before me, and I called and said, I want to go on this trip with my friend, and I don't know what she's in or how she got there. And then they gave me all the information, all the steps I had to do, and then they got me into the program, and then they told me all the things I had to go to, the meetings, the emails, and they just help you through it.
That's a really good thing. Thank you very, very much. And I'm glad you came back safely. And I'm sorry, I have one last question.
Yeah.
Did you feel safe the entire time?
The whole time. I felt safe the whole time. We were in such a big group. We had bodyguards there protecting us in our compound. We had armed guards standing in front of the compound. Whenever we left with a giant group of people. We had 3 supervisors. We had 2 Maasai warriors, which were very respected people in the community, walking around with us. They had machetes on their side. Like, we were very, very safe the entire time. If anything happens, like, before we go, the entire thing is canceled. Like, they will not let you go if you will not be safe.
So the guy with the machete, he didn't happen to also be the chef, was he?
No, it was not the chef.
Just kidding. Thank you very much. This is Alex Schur for the Shelburne Freelancer.